And we are apparently live. Eric Becker, Pasadena, California tonight. And we got the Dodger top of the ninth.
Yeah.
But, of course, keep in mind this is a preseason game, and this is a preseason vodcast because Ernie's got me on the internet over there. Might want to turn that volume off, sir. Mute. Sorry.
You keep saying it all you want. I'm pressing the button.
Can't stop. We'll just from here. Hi. That was exciting. Anyway, Dodgers losing 3-2 in the top of the ninth right now in Anaheim. Back at home at Dodger Stadium this Saturday night, 6 o'clock start time. I'll be there. Ernie, will you be there Saturday night, or that?
I don't do preseason games unless it's spring training. Like actually, I got to go a long distance to go to spring training.
Yeah. So, well, you obviously did the Glendale trip for Camelback. I did a couple games in San Antonio. It was all exciting. I want to get into the ball.
On opening day, so we sold our tickets actually today. And the only reason we did that was because we were celebrating Easter. There's so many places.
Too is because we are planning to have some extensive opening day coverage, and I do want to do a little bit of around the ballpark testing to see exactly how extensive and how quickly we can get the information to our watchers and our listeners out there. And
I like that.
I figured that that's as good a reason as any to get to the ballpark early and check it out.
Works for me.
Dodger Stadium, of course, last year was its first year having Wi-Fi ballpark wide. And I want to see what exactly the capacities of the network are, because it will be kind of exciting to do what we're doing right now, the ballpark pregame, at least a few times during the season.
I plan on doing a pregame hit and a postgame hit. Every game
would be good, but I'm just talking about great to be able to actually do a podcast, maybe even have people call in, maybe get to the ballpark around the time the gates open, find a place to set up with a table, pull up a couple stools, and away we go.
Yeah. Speaking of Dodger Stadium, have you guys did you hear about the new food that was out today?
I've heard about some really interesting foods that are coming out.
Yeah, there's a press release this morning, and it revealed Dodger Stadium will be featuring several new food options for fans in the 2015 season. The press release also went on to say, in an ongoing effort of ownership to expand the fan experience, Dodger fans will enjoy the following new items. One, we'll go one-on-one and see how appetizing it is.
Okay.
On a scale from we'll give 1 Lasorda to 5 lasagnas.
1 Lasorda to up to 5 lasagnas. Okay.
Lasorda's meatball marinara specialty fries.
I'm gonna give that about a 3.5 on the appetizing scale. I'm not a huge fan of marinara, but I would like to try it. I'll try anything.
It could be good.
Almost.
It could be good.
Almost anything once.
Lasorda's meatball marinara cone.
That sounds kind of interesting. I'm almost picturing like an ice cream cone, except instead of ice cream, you get a meatball instead. It doesn't initially stand out, but I guess it depends on use as the cone. By the way, Dodgers unfortunately just dropped that exhibition game by a score of 3-2.
Hey, but the Kings are winning 7-1.
But the Kings are winning 7-1. So if you're a Kings fan, man, they broke out. I think they want to make the playoff.
Yeah, you think?
We could be final games, pre-game again at Dodger Stadium, because we all know when the Kings catch fire at the end of the year, well, big things happen.
Also, La Taqueras carne asada special fries reserve levels.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to say that's got an appetizing level of about 4.5 out of 5.
I'd say a 4.5. That's a good one, 4.5. Yeah. Just because when like Mexican restaurant, I like to get like nacho fries or basically carne asada fries.
Well, because they're nacho fries.
Yeah, and they're nacho fries.
I want to know what it's going to cost for them to become my fries.
There's also a breaded chicken sandwich and tenders. Maybe for our Oklahoma affiliate.
I'm going to put that at about a level 2. It's not that I think that it won't be appetizing. It's just it doesn't stand out to me as something that I would go to the ballpark to eat.
Last and certainly probably least, the fried dog. I'm sorry, I know it's sin to say, but I'm not a big Dodger dog fan in the first place. I have 2 Dodger dogs, one opening day, one to close the season. And I highly doubt that I'm going to eat a corn dog in a bun, which is essentially what they're describing.
That's what it sounds like to me. Don't get me wrong. I love the extreme loaded dogs. If someone buys me a Dodger dog, I'll eat them like Ernie. I'm one of those people. Opening day, I got to have my Dodger dog. And if I know it's going to be my last game of the season, I got to have my Dodger dog. If someone hands me a Dodger dog, I'll eat it. I mean, free Dodger dogs?
I'll be the one handing it to him.
I'll take Ernie's Dodger dogs. But I love I love what they've done with the extreme loaded dogs, and I love the different concepts and how.
I like when certain teams come into town, like the Chicago Dog. I think they put Bulls balls on one of them for the Colorado. Colorado came to town.
I think that's true.
There was a lot of other there's a chili dog for. Do you remember where the chili dog came from? But
Maria Barajas over there, by the way.
She's in the house.
She is in the house, and she says hello.
There's a lot of options this year. I mean, it's a great thing that they're doing. Oh, another goal by the Kings. That would be
8-1.
That was amazing.
I think that the Oilers should just come off the ice, let the Kings do free skate for the rest of the game.
There's 11 minutes left.
I mean, that's basically. Well, I mean, at this point, that's basically what it has been as a free skate for the Kings. 8-1.
I should have been there tonight.
Well,
thank you on Maria Barajas. I'm not, and I'm here with you guys. No, whatever.
Indeed.
So, what do you think is our opening day lineup after everything's said and done? And do we need to set a lineup by Friday?
Set a lineup by tomorrow? No, I don't think we need to set a lineup by tomorrow.
Do you think they already have an idea who's going to be it by tomorrow?
I think that Kershaw's going to start.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm looking at the way that everything's playing out. If you asked me a week ago, is Andre Ethier on your opening day roster? I would say no. Right now,
kind of has to be.
Kind of leaning toward it. Especially I don't know what the prognosis is on Puig with that elbow he just took.
The Dodgers just said he's going to be fine.
But things like that obviously come up. But I think that Andre Ethier is your starting left fielder opening day.
Ooh, good call.
I think he's.
I'm leaning towards following you on that, but I'm going to say Carl Crawford.
What's the argument for Carl Crawford?
That he exploded. He exploded second half of the last season.
That is true. And you know what? I love me some Carl Crawford. I'm not going to lie. I think that he is more likely the long-term solution in left field, at least against right-handed pitching, with Scott Van Slyke raking against those lefties. But I think that Ethier has made his case in the second half of spring training especially. I think you got to at least consider giving him that opening day start. If nothing else, than to see if he can continue to live up with it.
Sorry, I'm trying to get us the color.
My thought is Ethier is going to be your opening day left fielder. If I had to put my money on a starting 9,
is AJ Ellis catching? I think that's the only one that we're.
Yeah, that's the only question. This is going to depend on, does Don Mattingly want to go with the sentimental pick behind the plate, or does he want to go with the guy that they brought in to frame strikes? Clayton Kershaw did pitch to a 1.77 ERA last year with AJ Ellis behind the plate, so that is something that you do have to take into consideration. That said,
we have a call.
We do have a call.
Hello?
Hey, Ernie.
Hey, hold on real quick. You want to plug it in?
All right, we have a caller. We are going to attempt to plug in here, and let me just flip the switch, and we should be good to go.
Mute it. Hello?
Yep.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear there.
What's going on, buddy?
Good, man. How you guys doing?
Good. Have you listened to the podcast or watched?
I have to, man, to be honest with you.
No worries. We're just talking a little Dodger baseball here. You're live, and
Who is our caller, by the way? Because I've only seen a number.
this is Chris.
Chris, good evening.
So what do you want to talk about? Let's start there.
Well, I mean, what is the perspective here? What is the long-term outlook for the season? What are some potential pitfalls? I mean, who's injury risk? I just want to shoot the breeze, man. I want to hear your opinion. I mean, how much is San Diego for real? Or not?
As far as San Diego goes, I think it's kind of TBA, to be determined, or TBD, to be determined. There's a lot of potential there, but with any team start a season while everybody's healthy, there's a lot of potential. I can make a case for them to be very good. I do think that there are only competitors. I think San Francisco is going to have one of their down years like they've had in the past couple of years when they don't win championships. And I think
Arizona Kane back in the mix.
What's that?
So even with Kane back in the mix, I don't think that they're going to be as strong as they were last year.
As long as Lincecum's ERA is in the fives, I don't think they're going to be anything special. And Kane come back to being the dominant Kane he was. You gotta believe that there's going to be some regression with Madison Bumgarner coming off the phenomenal year he had.
You up snorting Adderall?
Or that he was stopped dating some named Madison Bumgarner. His name was Bumgarner.
That is creepy.
And no pitching.
Yeah, I think Arizona we could pretty much pull out.
And they just traded today for him, so I'm not really there's because they're weird and I think that
is going to be their ace pitcher. I mean, the guy 3-4 times.
Yeah, in 1990.
Don't tell him that though. I think go to buy a Genesis probably and hook himself up and get going.
I have him on
Cheers
bases
to you,
loaded.
Dave Stewart.
Anyhow, and then
The Dodgers upgraded their
I'll get to that in 1 second. As far as Colorado goes, though, I think Colorado is going to trade Tulowitzki at some point this year to stockpile something because honestly, they have nothing. They have two good pitchers in the pipeline, Jonathan Gray and I believe the other guy's name is Jimmy Nelson, and they should be coming up soon. But I don't know if there's enough bats there. I think they're relying a lot on Cargo and Tulo and those guys that shouldn't. I'm going to
much he has a trade. I think you could, in my opinion, in Colorado. Better. Who knows what will happen as the season goes on.
And honestly, the only reason I agree with you, and the only reason I would let the Giants in is just because they're reigning champions.
So they're the reigning champions, and it seems like every time you count them out, they do something just incredibly weird, like snort Adderall and come back. They played 2.5 months of baseball last year, if that.
Are you attributing the World Series to Adderall?
I am attributing the World Series to Adderall. I'm calling it right now. They should have tested their pee.
And beefroids because Panda was not right.
Oh, man.
Also, they're missing 100%. It's not going to be easy to recover from. And they're going to feel the pain of not having Panda back in that lineup. Who bats behind Posey? I mean,
me.
Yeah,
they're going to sign me.
Oh, absolutely.
They're gonna offer me $35 million over 7 years.
I mean, I would
to stand at third base and
you and Pablo Sandoval are about the same size. You might be a little smaller.
That's also true. I probably eat better than he does too.
As far as you were saying about the Dodgers bullpen, do I think they did enough? Yes, enough. Did they? Are they over when you have to depend on a guy who hasn't been in baseball closer into back? And I'm speaking of Santos. I'm not thrilled about that. He gave up a bomb to Trout tonight, and that didn't make me any happier. I really wish to give Baez or Yimi Garcia a shot to close early. But
Yimi
as far
Garcia, as 3 strikeouts, 9 pitches the other day.
Yeah, against the guy who's going to be bagging groceries next week.
I don't care.
But
that's still impressive.
What I think is they should. I honestly don't think Mattingly gets enough credit. But what I think Mattingly is going to do is go by whatever matchup makes sense. We're carrying 2 lefties. There's plenty of arms, and there's long relievers, there's short relievers. So there's a lot of potential there. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily assign a closer, but to the best of my knowledge, someone who has closed is Santos. And as far as Dodger talk and David Bassett is concerned, that's who they're going with as the closer on Monday.
Are you happy that they stuck with Mattingly, or do you think they should have went after Madden?
There's 2 rules of thought I have about that. Take his name out of it and tell me any other manager who wins 92 and 94 games back-to-back years that gets fired. And it's hard to say. And yes,
he is up against it there.
I mean, I can argue it's just as bad as the NL West. I mean, yeah, the guy's colorful.
Considering the players he had versus the rest of the division had, every last drop out of talent out of that team.
No doubt. But does he have I mean, yeah, he's quirky. He wears glasses. He has fun on road trips. But, when it comes to massaging an ego like Puig's, and not to say he's an ego guy, but his inner work at such a young age, and they've already built his trust along with the other guys. Like, he handled the Yeutter situation like a G.
Right.
I couldn't tell you another manager who could have sense of what's going on to Andre Yeutter and made him buy into it like he did last year. Yeutter didn't have
though.
What's that?
Is that with Mattingly is how many years is out? He's had good regular season, and he's always fallen short in the playoffs. Not necessarily his fault, but blame. Someone's gonna have to point the finger at some point.
Well, why don't we point it at Kershaw?
When you say, all right, I'm not saying this year. For me, the jury's got a few years under now. I'm going to be as critical of him as any other veteran manager at this point.
What I'm saying is, why not put when do we put the onus on Kershaw?
Or the fact that there was no bullpen to back Kershaw?
I know you thought I am very critical of him.
And
I consider him right now the Greg Maddux of our current era until he does something in the playoffs.
I love the guy, but I'm going to be just as critical this year as ever of him because of the accolades he's accomplished. The MVP, the Cy Youngs, the expectation for another Cy Young this year.
I love the guy, man.
I do too, and it's hard. It's like talking. It's like talking shit about my brother. I don't like doing it, but I'm going to do it when it's warranted. And same thing with Kershaw. I don't want to talk shit about. I don't want to give other people ammunition to say anything about him. But man, the proof is in the pudding when it comes to the playoffs. He didn't show up, and hopefully we give him another opportunity this year to shut us up and say, look, grab his balls and pick him up and say, this is me. Jump on my back and let's go.
Right, absolutely. And a lot of people, open to bail him out, but he's the workhorse in the playoffs. He's the guy that's supposed to be out there 7, 8 complete games who's supposed to be the guy bailing the bullpen out from
going innings? Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially with that extra month of rest he had from being hurt in Australia.
I've never watched a game so much. Someone as busy as and been so nervous. I watched for you. I was not nervous. But then when Kershaw was out there in the playoff.
Yeah, I had anxiety. I couldn't even watch. Like I was listening. I mean, it was on TV, but I was listening to it. I couldn't really. I couldn't.
In that seventh inning game, I was just waiting for the shoe to drop.
I knew Matt Adams was going to hit that home run.
Yeah, well, I'm expecting great things for them this year, man. I am. This whole TV thing is pissing me off, though.
Did you read our report about what to do and how you can get around it? For like $25 a month.
I like watching them on a nice, clear picture, HD TV, a clear signal coming in, and over the internet is great. But it's still not as clear as the picture as it comes in. The fact that you even have to do that is ridiculous.
I couldn't even agree more.
You know,
I'm kind of boycotting any. I'm not really. I mean, I'm watching them. I'm supporting them. Until they actually are available for us out there, I haven't spent a single dollar on any kind of Dodger gear or Dodger ticket. This is just ridiculous, and the fact that they put themselves in that situation in the first place is.
They're just exactly. They're as much to blame as Time Warner, to be honest. Like, it's a bunch of greedy fat cats that they're losing $1 billion. They've already lost $1 billion. Like, you would think they'd want to recoup that.
Absolutely, and I think they still happen with the Lakers, and they tell the state that's going to happen. You know, with the Lakers, you had two big free agents. I mean, it didn't pan out. It's a totally different story. But they had a lot of leverage there. And right, but they didn't have a big splash, new potential superstars coming in. You know, and they didn't have it pissed me off. Now I'm babbling, man.
No. Expect big things from Jock Peterson.
I asked you about that last time I called in.
Howie Kendrick, Jimmy Rollins.
He's been playing well during spring training, right?
Yeah, I'm expecting big things from these guys. And what? Erase that. I love little Jerry. Sorry.
Eyes up on the microphone
yeah.
so that people understand why we have paused.
Well, I hope Peterson makes me totally forget that campers.
Honestly, I think he's going to. I love the guy, and I'm very partial to him, but God, like, just his swing is so easy. It's so fluid. Fun to watch. Like I don't know if you watched the game today, but he made a remarkable play in center field where he dove, the ball popped out of his glove, his other hand.
The guy defensively, he's got the offensive tools for sure.
With Puig and him and in the outfield, that's going to be very dynamic.
I agree.
As long as they develop a system to not bump into each other too much.
Yo soy cubano.
I got ball, right?
Yeah. All right, bro.
All right, guys. It's great talking to you, man.
Thank you for calling in. Hey, next week we'll get together so we have you calling again.
Absolutely.
All right, man.
All right. So, do we have more people planning?
I do have one more caller. I think right now, actually.
Let's see. Ernie's going to try to line up the next caller. But I mean, he does make a good point, obviously, about the bullpen and having some concerns there. I think on the whole, the bullpen is going to be better than it was last year. That said, even with the bullpen being, I should say, sorry, I just photo taken. With the bullpen being better than it was, I do think that it's not as overwhelming as people wanted. The question is going to be, can a bunch of guys that are either no names or retreads come together at once, and can they get a combination of them? I've said it in the past. I think as far as Moneyball is concerned, bullpens are the most finicky animal of all. I don't think that they're as easily predicted as starting pitching or lineups as far as your hitters and so forth. It's kind of the hope of hopefully this is a year where a lot of those guys at the same time. If it is, then it'll be fine, especially once Kenley gets back. And if it's not, well, it could be one of those adventures where we keep praying for 8 innings deep into every game because we don't want to see a lot of bullpen. That's kind of what my take is as far as the bullpen is concerned.
I think I already covered my bullpen. I don't think there's enough quality guys. I think we have a quantity if there's enough quality of guys there with enough experience to handle without actually doing it. So I guess
that's true. Now, I mean, I guess my only other thought on that would be, they aren't quality, but let's compare them to say Chris Perez.
Yeah, Brian Wilson was throwing knuckleballs at the start of the night last year for some odd reason, and it's not surprising nobody else picked up on him. To be honest, I think there's Milwaukee now.
Something like that.
A lot closer.
So you won't have any long-term. Better in the second half. It wasn't worth the money that he was being paid, in my opinion. Especially that fastball was peaking at about 87. It wasn't the Brian Wilson we were used to seeing, and
it's gets there. And
I wish the guy with a couple miles an hour on the fastball and picks up somewhere, but at this point, too much of a risk to continue on with. And then I don't even know what to make of Perez. Brandon Lee got with the shoulder. Actually hurts. The whip is a little bit high, but
it could,
I wouldn't even call it a fastball. I just call it a thing.
He got such movement.
When that pitch is, he might be
unhittable.
Unhittable. I mean, it's a phenomenal pitch. So, hopefully Brandon Lee gets healthy quick and is able to have the kind of form that he has shown at times in his career where he's been a closer. And I mean, if he can come in with that closer type stuff, even if it's in the 7th or 8th inning, that's going to wind up benefiting the Dodgers. So hopefully that shoulder heals up and he's able to bring it. But especially with Kenley Jansen on the DL, does hurt a little.
Yeah, it does. But it has to sustain us to get through our downs.
Next concern, Ryu, the shoulder. Basically, we got a 4-man rotation right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
4-man rotation.
They're talking that Zach Lee's going to get this. McCarthy get big bucks to prove that they're solid 3s for it. In reality, they could be a 2 or 3 somewhere else. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. Now's the time to stop talking about what ifs and start seeing on the field and what's going to happen or what's happening instead of what might happen or, well, if this happens and this happened. Like it's time. Like it's time. Like Paul Heyman says, it's time. The beast incarnate needs to be let loose.
That's true. I've heard a lot of people go to panic mode and say, "Oh, now Hamels." I actually saw a Urias and Ethier trade for Hamels. I thought to myself, well, it's really close to April Fool's Day. But I mean,
let's just throw that out there right now. They're not going to trade Urias or Peterson or Seager for anybody.
Untouchable right now.
They wouldn't, not even for Jesus Christ, would they trade those guys?
I don't know. Can he play? Can he play third base?
Can't hit a curveball.
Sorry, Jesus.
Shout out to Joe Boo. He needs bats for bats.
You know, I've been hearing that thing, but in my opinion, he's been a top prospect in our system. His stock has fallen a little bit. He put in some work with the offseason. I think it's time to shit or get off the pot.
And if you let him go out there and prove what he's got, you give him an opportunity to not only improve his own stock, but let the other teams see what he's got so we can move him if
that's what it comes down to, yeah. And I mean, whether or not it's time to move Zach, I don't know. I've kind of become disenamored, disenchanted, but benefit of the doubt to the guy. He did okay in spring training. I know he put in some work in the offseason. He out there a few times, see what he's got.
According to neck area versus the Angelos.
And they still haven't traded for Andre here.
No, they traded Minnesota, who's actually doing pretty good.
Well, maybe that'll work out for them.
I hope not.
Oh.
Want to do like a preseason award? It can't all be Dodgers.
Follow anyone but the Dodgers.
Okay. Okay. Who's going to be your Cy Young?
My Cy Young.
You should say Greinke. I'll sock you in the neck.
If I start, over the course of the season, yeah, I got to. Shaw proves that he's no longer a Cy Young Award candidate. He owns the discussion every year. I think he's going to be in the discussion for the next 6 or 7 years.
Who's your Jock is probably the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I think Jock's the Rookie of the Year.
But who besides Jock, which rookie or player, probably pitcher, is going to make the biggest impact?
Oh man, I am big on Yimi Garcia right now, and I think Peter Baez should be the closer right now for the foreseeable future. But
as you can read on DodgersVerse.com,
which you can read on DodgersVerse.com. But the reality to me is I'm looking at the way the guys. Yimi Garcia is going to be a guy that comes in 7th inning, 8th inning in the season. He's going to be a lockdown kind of guy. Reminds me in a lot of ways, as far as potential, mine's gone but good in a way.
Yeah, or they got similar names.
That's true. Razavan, Yimi, Yancy, Yimi. But in all seriousness, I think that the guy's got some wicked movement on his pitches. He looks poised. I think that he's going to wind up being. I think Jock's the Rookie of the Year, but I think that he winds up being the rookie with the big impact on the bullpen.
Better in his contract.
Oh, which better? I am actually going to say Agon. It's very difficult for him to outplay this contract because of the size of the contract. That said, I think he's going to be near the league lead in RBIs again. I think he's going to pop out between 25, 30 homers. And some of what is going to happen with Agon is not just going to be what he does on the field, but the influence that he has on the other guys on the field. Just having that leadership, being able to pick up, be able to kind of, to me, Hanley Ramirez was a little bit of a distraction. I wouldn't say he was a bad clubhouse guy, but he's got the necessity to take the game the other guys, and having him out of the way, I think Agon is going to be in that lineup, and I think that Puig is going to follow that example. So not only is he going to have the higher contract that he gets, it's going to impact the other teammates positively, and go to the call.
Sorry. Hello.
Oh. I've got low volume here.
Oh.
Plugged in?
Yeah. Hello?
Yes.
There we go.
All right, who we got on the line?
Robert. DODGERVERSE.
Robin, I heard you had a ball game tonight to be announcing.
Yeah, announcing Valley Christian.
All right, how the Crusaders do tonight?
Crusaders won 8-3 against league rival Whittier.
All right.
Oh, my Whittier Christian.
Really?
Uh-oh.
Reverse softball team. Those are clashing.
Oh, yes. That actually, yeah, that's coming up 9 days from now. Big league dreams. Watch DODGERVERSE take on everybody.
And we'll win too.
Will win too. I think it's going to be a good day for DODGERVERSE softball.
Yeah.
So,
DODGERVERSE.
by the way, P, while I'm on the subject, wait. I'm giving Aegon a lot. Winds up taking the league by storm this year. I think.
You think so?
This is the breakout.
I'm not sold on that. What do you think, Robert?
MVP. Let's see. I can agree with the league.
Thanks.
How about what do you guys have for the year?
Well, who has the breakout? Who's the breakout candidate?
Trying to think here. I'm not sure if he's pitched enough or not.
Okay. I think if we're going to
This year, 9 reassigned to minor league camp.
Yeah.
but I mean, it's good for business. You hold them out for
the
12
only reason
days
why
and
you
you
gotta-
get to keep them an extra year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the guy's major league ready now.
There's no doubt he's major league ready. It's just rather have him for 6 years or 7 years.
Well, the question becomes though, if you're contending this year,
But they're not. They're contending next year.
in that case,
And even if you are
keep him now.
contending this year, it's not like 2 weeks will all but damage your chances. That's terrible for those 2 weeks.
There's no volume control on this, but it's in the phone speaker. It's messing with the speed to make it louder, but there is.
Well, I can't punch him to make him talk louder.
It is registering.
Hopefully, we can hear you on the replay.
Yeah,
So I can barely hear you.
Yeah. I think that is. I think he's rookie of the year.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, he puts up 30 and 30 with a 310 batting average and 85 RBIs.
I think by camp at all.
I think by April 7th, we don't miss Matt Kemp at all.
Too.
I hope Kershaw beans him in the nose. I hope Kershaw in the nose so that all the girls who are panting stop that.
Yeah.
Look like this.
Oh boy.
What you're gonna do this year with DODGERVERSE, Robert?
Right now I'm working on introductory pieces on Jock Peterson. Actually, I gotta get back and submit that. I like to use my background with
Valley's football team and basketball team and bring something on the film into Dodgerverse.
I think Ernie just went to the restroom. Yeah, no, and I'll be taking a look also at pieces. We'll be definitely looking at a lot of different player profiles in the coming weeks, especially as we figure out who exactly is on the roster, because that bullpen is a little bit of a mess still. I think they've kind of narrowed it down, but I don't think we'll know for sure what the bullpen is going to look like until opening day. But a big thing that we're looking forward to doing is just getting more fan interaction in, improving that experience. Ernie is switching speakers. Let's try this. One second. Right now, I hear nothing.
Go ahead.
Hear nothing.
Hello?
Oh, there he is. All right.
Well, you can't hear him if he doesn't talk.
Real quick, Robert, say something.
Yes.
That's a little louder. Does that thing have a volume control on it?
Yeah. Very early stages of Dodgers verse.
Oh.
Robert, can you give me a test, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Well, we've proved that he hasn't finished school yet because he forgot number 4.
Where's the 4? I thought I heard 6, but maybe I've had too much water.
That's cool.
That's all good.
So it bloated your ears?
I think I'm just feeling a little bit of shock. The Kings scored 8 goals tonight.
First time in 5 years. The last time I did it was April 1st, 2010.
Go figure, April.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure the other team didn't think it was too funny.
No, and it's against our former goalie, Ben Scrivens.
Yep.
Ben.
Yeah, I'm expecting. I'm actually hoping that we do Kings verse.
That could be coming up in the fall.
I think we need to get Dodgers verse off the ground a little bit, and then expand for West Coast bias and kind of attack their Kings coverage. Probably going into next season. Hopefully, we'll be so. Championship
Would be a good thing. And potential World Series action. I know the hockey season starts before the World Series. But hopefully it's something that we'll be talking about in a very serious fashion come October.
On Monday.
Possibly. I might have a game.
It's going to be
before the game.
It's pregame. So
I'll send you the info on a prior message.
The only thing I can think of is the Dodgers.
Awesome. I like it. Well, thanks for calling in, man. We look forward.
it's going to be an exciting season.
Have a good one, man.
Thank you.
Robert James, the vodcast. We're going to wrap up here. Ernie, do you have any final thoughts?
Do you want to do another one of these on opening day?
Opening day.
We can maybe it won't be live, but we'll do something and we'll put it up maybe Monday night if we're all sober enough to do so. I mean, yeah, because then we can use GoPro.
That's true. Yeah.
So
we'll get
my final words are let's bounce back from tonight's loss and pick up 2 wins against the Angelos